headed out to Salt Lake. Got a run by my buddy's barber shop. He does a little bit of taxidermy on the side for all you guys that are wanting to help a brother out that's getting started in taxidermy. He hasn't done very many things as far as mounts go and deer and so on and so forth. He's probably actually done the most with mule deer, but he's done a few things. I'll show you here in a bit. But dropped off my Arizona buck with him, and he did me a euro on it. I am gonna probably mount the deer. I'm not entirely decided. I am having the hide tanned and whatnot, but figured I'd do a euro on it. That way I keep it at home and can enjoy it until the hide's tanned. And once the hide's tanned, I can make a decision. Hey, if I want to mount it, great. If not, that's cool too. I've got a spot in the office at home where I had my Colorado buck, which was also a euro mount. That buck was been on my skull hooker mount in the office, but I opted to mount that deer. I had the hide tanned, kind of the same situation as I'm doing now, and the hide's back from the tannery, and it's time to make a decision. I do that with most of my deer because you never know when you're gonna get that buck that you really wanted to mount, but maybe you lost him and it took you a couple days to get to him and find where he was and track him, and due to a bad shot. You never know. It's hunting. Things like that happen. So usually if it's a really pretty cape, or if it's a really rutted up buck or something like that, or I just like the cape, I usually have it. I usually cape it and take it home. On a lot of, especially mature mule deer, I'll cape them out on the side of the mountain. I'll have their hide tanned. That way I have a backup cape in case I lose a cape due to whatever reason that may be. Or in this event, I had the cape tanned, and I decided the buck was my first Colorado buck, and he's a really great deer. Just thought, hey, let's mount that buck. Probably going to be doing this thing when we finish our basement, where I'm probably going to mount every first mature mule deer I get from our surrounding states. I'm in Utah. I've already got a couple deer mounted. I've shot in Utah, and I've started exploring and going to different states. I killed a really great buck in Colorado, so I'm about to have that one mounted. I just killed another great buck in Arizona. In a year's time, I'll probably swap that European out of the office and have that buck mounted, and put the next deer in the office as a euro. I've got points for Wyoming, so Wyoming's on the hit list. Idaho's on the hit list. Maybe one day Nevada. Some of these other states are a little bit harder to draw, but we're getting up there in points. So who knows? We'll see what the next couple of years bring us. I've got my eyes set on Wyoming, possibly this year, maybe the next year. But yeah, we'll kind of see where that takes us. But we're gonna go pick this deer up, get it in the truck, go get the daughter. I'm gonna take her on a little daddy-daughter day tonight while mom's out having some girl time. So we got a little daddy-daughter action tonight. We're gonna take we'll get all done with that and take that deer home and swap the euros out, and I'll kind of film that and show you the Colorado buck too. And I'll show you that Utah buck, or not Utah, the Arizona buck I just got, now that we're picking it up. And yeah, take that other mount down and get it to my taxidermist and get them to start doing a thing with it, getting that thing mounted. Wife's not too happy about it. It's another head in the house, but eventually I'd like to have all deer I've killed, as long as they're mature, good bucks, which is kind of what I tend to go for anyways. Nothing against shooting 2 points, but I don't know. Mount each one of those deer and maybe have like a little BLM sign. If anybody knows anybody out there that can make a little BLM sign, like a trail marker, or like a sign that would state, what trail or what route this is, like you see all over the place, and do it in the shape of a state, like the shape of Arizona, the shape of Utah, the shape of Colorado, the shape of Wyoming. and then like be able to laser engrave maybe a GPS coordinate or a date or something like that on there. I'd love to find somebody and support somebody's small business if they do that on the side and purchase that from them, because I'd like to incorporate that with my mounts to where I can, when I have them on the wall and I have them all kind of sequenced together, when someone walks up they can see, hey, oh, he got this buck in Arizona, or this is the Colorado deer, or this is his Wyoming deer. Just something fun for me. I don't know. Some people may think I'm crazy, dumb, but it's fun for me, and that's what matters. So I'll give you an update here shortly and see. Let's go see what this buck looks like after the Euro. See you, bye. All right, guys. Wait till you see this brood. He did a way good job, considering, especially it sat in my garage for like 2 months, blood and meat and stuff like that still on it. Kind of knew it wasn't gonna get perfect. I'll get this set up for you guys and I'll show it. Way good job. Like I said, it's a little yellowy, a little greasy and whatnot. That's what happens when you leave meat on them for too long. It ends up discoloring the bone a little bit, and it can show some wear, like right here in the sockets and whatnot. But yeah, man, he did a good job. It was a great buck. It was a great hunt. I actually shot this deer in the antler. The first shot was right through that antler right there. Actually, fun story. What I ended up doing was the deer were coming out. God, it's a great deer. Don't mind the hairy back seat. We got 2 German Shepherds. It's impossible to I got German Shepherd here. Am I just going gray? I'm just going gray. All right. German Shepherds are almost impossible to get the hair to stay off of everything you own. But anyways, what I was getting at. So that deer in Arizona, we've been hunting these deer for like 3-4 days, these bucks, and it's a rifle hunt. Like every time we tried to get an opportunity, they were too far or they would give us a slip. And we had them patterned, but right when you think you had them patterned, they did the other pattern that you were hoping they wouldn't make. But these deer ended up coming out not again where we thought they were going to be. They ended up just right below us, 500 yards, walking right to us. And in this spot, I was kind of on a rock, and I had a cedar tree where I was, and then a whole bunch of trees where they were, and I ended up playing this cat and mouse game of jumping on and off the rock to try and get a shot. And there's 3 bucks, all really similar to him. We're still not sure. There was a buck that was, that was the twin to this deer. I don't know which one was bigger. The other one, I think, had a little bit taller G2s. So I may have shot the second biggest buck, but whatever. I was tickled pink with either one of them. It was the last day, last opportunity I was going to have. And this deer's walking right at us, and I already, thankfully, had my gun laid out. I had one in the chamber already on fire, or not on fire, sorry, on safety. Because the day before they did this same exact route, and they went up higher and right. I didn't think they would do it again, but they did. And I caught them earlier than I did the day before. But anyway, so I get laid down behind the gun. I get a range. It's 506 yards, I believe. I dial my scope, and he's kind of weaving in and out of these cedar trees, and I'm on the other deer, and he's not giving me a shot. And then I seen the buck I shot step out to the right, and he was kind of on a straight frontal. I've made this shot at 700 yards before. I'm very proficient with my rifle. I practice a lot. I'm very comfortable. 500 to 600 yards. I'm very comfortable on a frontal. And my heartbeat just started beating through my eyes. I haven't got that excited over a mule deer, I can't tell you in how long. And I'm getting settled on this buck, and right as I go to squeeze, I feel myself just jerk the trigger, like just out of sheer excitement. And I figured I was a clean miss. And the guy I was with tells me, he goes, "You smoked him." And I get back through the scope, and he's standing back up. I knocked him on the ground, and as he's standing back up, he starts shaking his head like this. And there's what appears to be smoke. But I figured maybe I did hit him in the chest, and that's lungs, you know, letting out, it was cold, letting out steam. But then he makes a hard right turn, his right, my left, and starts walking to my left. And now I don't have a shot. So I jump up and get up on a different rock, and I've got him broadside, and I crank another one off, and I go like a foot over his back, just panicking, sheer panicking. Like, oh no, I've screwed this opportunity up, and I hate wounding deer. Like, I'm shooting a 7mm, 162 grain ELDX Hornady bullet. Like, I have laid the smack down on elk out to 900 yards and just dumped them right in their tracks. So I'm so confused. I'm frustrated. I'm freaking out. I finally just get my stuff together, calm down. The deer makes a 180 after that second shot and starts walking right back to where I shot at him the first time. So I lay back down right where I was. And as he's stepping out, I check my dope one more time, and same yardage, leave the dope alone. And he's walking, and I guess in my brain I thought he was walking faster than he was. But I put it just forward of the shoulder on his neck, about mid body. I'm just going to smash his shoulder, but I got to lead him a little bit because I felt like he was moving pretty quick. And I cranked one off, and I hit him right where I was aiming. I dumped him in the neck, and that was lights out. He hit the ground so fast, and it was dead within seconds. Jumped up, hooting and hollering, excited. Awesome experience, right? Make phone call, you know, take some pictures through the spot and scope, make sure he's not going anywhere. Call my wife, and, you know, just tell her I got him. And she's already been expressing phone calls every night in the wall tent that I am just so frustrated and I'm struggling so hard. She was just as excited as I was. Like, it's, you know, key to a good relationship is find a woman that supports you, or find a man that supports you, whatever, you know, which way you swing, if you're a man or you're a woman, if you like both, I don't care. But find someone that supports you, because it is so important for things like this when you're gone and you're trying to enjoy your time. Somebody that is showing enthusiasm and excitement on your level makes everything so much better. But we get down there, we hike over there to the deer, and I walk up on him, and I noticed that there was that blowout portion in his antler. And I'm like, what the hell happened to his antler? And we're looking at him, and I look at his ear. Right behind his antler was his ear. There's no fur left on his ear. It is completely burned, and he has got burn marks on his ear. Completely fried. That bullet went through, hit him in the antler, blew through his antler, and caught his ear on fire. The deer caught on fire and knocked him out, and that's why he hit the ground. It hit him so hard, he caught on fire, he hit the ground, and then he stood up, and him shaking his head in that white smoke I saw was smoke. He was on fire, and put it out, and that had to hurt like hell. I felt so bad. But a wild story with something like that. I mean, when you have stories like that, despite of how big the deer is, don't be ashamed if you want to get something mounted or do things like that, because it's so part of the experience. And if that's what makes you want to remember that, I mean, you bet your ass I have that hide tanned, and I'm going to make sure. And the taxidermist told me, he goes, I can fix the ear, I can fix the broken antler, I can fix all that. I don't believe in that. Don't touch it. I told him, I'm like, don't touch it. Leave it exactly how it was. When we mount this deer, I want everybody to see that, because that is the most wild thing in all of my years of hunting I think I've ever seen. But I mean, just look at that brute, guys. Like, he's a great buck. I mean, is he a giant? No, but I mean, he's probably my biggest buck. And I'm stoked about it. I mean, my Colorado deer scores better for sure. My Colorado deer is not nearly as wide as this deer is. They're probably close to the same in height. The other buck's probably higher, but that Colorado buck's got really deep forks. He's a really heavy, really deep 4-point. So yeah, that buck's getting mounted too. But I may or may not have an addiction. It's probably a problem. It's gonna cause a divorce. I don't know. Screw it. I'm having fun. But anyways, gonna go get the daughter, and we're gonna go have a daddy-daughter date time. So this may be the end of the video. I don't know. But if that is, then thanks for watching, guys. Don't be afraid to like, subscribe, and share. Lots more content coming this year. Yeah, it should be pretty good. And yeah, I'm gonna bleep bloop this barber shop down here. His name's Dallin. It's actually a family friend of ours. He owns this barber shop with his brother. Sorry, I forgot to add that in there. But yeah, he owns this barber shop with his brother. He's dabbling in some taxidermy, and doing all that stuff. I haven't had him do any mounts of mine yet, and I have a taxidermist that does my mounts, and he's a really good family friend. They win a lot of competitions, and so I'll probably stick to my taxidermy work there. But as far as euros go, Dallin has my business. He did an awesome job. He was prompt. This only took a week. I'm not saying that he's only going to take a week to do your stuff. Life gets busy, and it's not busy season right now for euros. I should have dropped this off months ago, but I got life gets busy, and here it is now. But he took a week. He's reasonably priced, and I think he did an awesome job, especially for something that may only be displayed in my house for about a year, but it may end up being in my house for longer than that. But anything I bring that's going to be euro work done, I'm going to bring it to Dallin. I'm going to bleep bloop his barbershop down here in the description and whatnot. Go check out his barbershop. Go get your hair cut. They're right here in South Jordan, Utah. They do great work, and the vibe inside this barbershop, guys, is amazing. There is deer heads, and there is animals mounted on the wall. It is a man's dream. I feel like I would want to go in there and light a cigar and just hang out and just chill with these guys for hours. But yeah, it's a great deal. But he does euros on the side, and he's doing some taxidermy. So if you do want a buck mounted, don't be afraid to have Dallin mount your buck. I've just got a really close relationship with my taxidermist, and I probably will stick with him. But I'm not saying Dallin's a bad taxidermist at all. I'm sure he'd do a great job, and who knows, maybe I'll have him mount some other stuff here in the coming months and whatnot. Maybe he wants to do a coyote for me. I don't know. It's coyote season, so maybe I'll bring him something weird. I don't know. Anyways, thanks, guys. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. Going on date night with my babe. I'm gonna go see a movie. Want to say hi?
Hi.
Daddy-daughter date. Let's go. Ah! Psych. How could I not show you guys the Colorado buck? Swap the Arizona buck. Figured I'd end it this way instead, so you guys can see. That's the Colorado buck. I just hope it will not focus. There we go. That's deep forks. He's just a good buck. Let's do the swap. See, this buck's just a little bit wider. Comparable, really. He's a little heavier with the deeper forks. This buck's wider, probably about the same in height. Let's do the swap. Beautiful. Stop. great, but there's a reason he's getting married. And he's next. Anyways, like I said, guys, like, subscribe, share, follow, do all the things. And Dallin Eastman Barbershop. Check those guys out. You need a Euro done, drop it off with them. They'll do you a great job. You guys have a good night. Peace out.